Okay, here we are back in the Facebook Ads Manager, and what I'm going to do first is hide all of my previous campaigns so I don't have to use this blur effect. 1 second please while I do this. Okay, that's good. Now I'll get rid of the blur. Okay, we're good to go. Now the way that I did this was just as Facebook to show only active campaigns. Right now I don't have any active campaigns because I'm focusing 100% on creating and finishing this course. Now in this step, we're going to learn how to set up a Facebook ad campaign and target only the people who are most likely to buy our t-shirt. Facebook provides 2 different ad platforms to choose from: the Ads Manager, which we're looking at now, and the Power Editor. The Ads Manager is really easy to use, and the Power Editor is a little more complicated. For the type of campaigns that we'll be running here for t-shirts, the Ads Manager is all we really need for right now. In fact, I use it almost exclusively. So let's get started by clicking the green Create Ad button. Now we come to a page that wants us to choose the objectives for our campaign. For this beginner's course, we'll only be using one of these. Now this can be confusing. If you just came here without taking this course and you didn't know any better, you may think, well, this first one looks good. After all, I do want to send people to my website, which is my Teespring landing page. Or even this second one. Yes, I do want to increase conversions and get more people to buy my shirts from my landing page. Or how about this fourth one? Promote your page. Well, that must be it because I want to promote my Facebook fan page that has my Teespring ad on it. But no, this is geared toward Facebook likes. And like campaigns don't work nearly as well as they used to. It's really this third one, Boost Your Post. So I'll go ahead and click that. This is also known as Page Post Engagement, or PPE. You're going to hear that a lot, so you might want to make note of it so you'll remember it. I've spent thousands of dollars testing it, so you don't have to. It works best for new campaigns right now, so I start all of my campaigns using it. Using PPE helps create a viral effect. It's amazing how it works. I've been around sales and advertising all of my life, and I've never seen anything like it. It gets the Facebook algorithm to target people who are most likely to engage with your page. By engaging, I mean commenting on it, liking it, and most importantly, sharing it. And along with your paid traffic, this sharing is what gets you free traffic, and lots of it. Actually, I'm surprised Facebook even offers this option. It seems like Facebook is always trying to give people less and less free organic traffic, and trying to get them to buy just paid ads. Let me show you a few examples. Okay, here's one of my campaigns where I had over 27,000 paid visitors to this fan page, and because of likes and shares, I got another 6,500 organic free visitors to this page. Now, if I had used one of the other objectives, I wouldn't have gotten these 6,500 free visitors. And this organic traffic is highly targeted because it's one friend sharing a shirt with another friend thinking that it would be perfect for them. Now, of course, they also share the shirt just because they think it's funny or it relates to them somehow. But it's traffic I didn't pay for, and it helps me sell more shirts, so I love getting it. Here's another one of my campaigns, and as you can see, I got 32,400 paid visitors and another 21,700 free visitors. You can also see that this lady here tagged a bunch of her friends in a comment. And up here you can see that 477 people shared this post, which of course is my ad. And one more with 54,000 paid visitors and 45,000 free visitors for almost 100,000 visitors in total. Needless to say that this was a pretty successful campaign. And 45,000 free visitors should convince you that PPE is the way to go. Okay, so this is how we place a page post engagement ad. I'm going to click inside of this box. Now we need to look for the fan page that we already created, and here it is right here. I'll go ahead and click on that. Next, you should see the name of your post, the one we put the ad in. And if it's there, go ahead and click Continue. Now we need to give the campaign a name, so I'm going to name it something that's relative to the shirt. I'll call it Care About Boating. Now I'll scroll down a little bit. Where it says choose a custom audience, we'll leave that blank. For locations, I'll just leave all United States, unless you want to advertise to other countries like Canada, the UK, Australia, etc. Now, as far as age goes, this would depend on the shirt and the niche that you're in. Regarding boating, most people that own boats are at least 21 years old, so I'm going to put 21. And for the cutoff range, I'll select 64. I'll leave both men and women selected because either one could be boat owners. And if it's a man's boat, the woman could buy the shirt for the man. For languages, I'll enter all English. Now for more demographics, you do have quite a few other choices in here. It really depends on the campaign whether you use them or not, but for most campaigns you won't use them, so I will skip over that for the beginner's course. Now this next step is really important. It will control the specific people that we target to sell our shirts to. Now if you choose Browse, you can browse by category, then subcategory, but I'd rather use suggestions. I'll type the word boating in here and a bunch of interests will show up. Now you don't want to choose the largest interest. For example, boating. People that have an interest in boating is way too general, 13 million people. Just remember that if you try to sell to everyone in a large niche, you'll end up selling to no one. What we're looking for is the most absolute passionate people that there are in the niche. We don't want just anyone that owns a boat. We want people who are passionate about boating, where boating is a really big part of their life. See, a lot of people may really like boating, but that doesn't mean they like it enough to buy a shirt about boating. For example, I really like beer, but I wouldn't buy a shirt about beer. On the other hand, someone who maybe brews their own beer would buy a shirt about beer. And that's the kind of difference that we're looking for. Now, if someone was really interested in boating, they would probably buy magazines about it. So I'm going to select Boating Magazine. All right, that gives me a potential reach of about 60,000 people. Now, if I hover over Boating Magazine, you'll see 91,345 people. So why the difference? It's because of the criteria that we chose before. For example, we only chose people who live inside the United States, in the age group of 21 to 64 years old, and that speak English. If we had chosen all languages, all ages, and locations worldwide, then we would have 91,345 potential reach. All right, from this one interest, Boating Magazine, I have a potential reach of 60,000 people. I could just test this one interest and see how it does, or I could look for some additional interests. I'll go ahead and look for a couple more. Okay, let me type in boating again. Now, you don't want to choose just any interest with the word boating in it, even if it only has about 40 or 50,000 people. You need to look up these key phrases in Facebook, and number one, see if they're really about boating and not about some video game or an app or something like that. Also, try to determine if the people that like the page are passionate about boating. Okay, so let's take a look at one of these in Facebook. I'll try this one, I love boating. So I'll need to type I love boating in the Facebook search box. Now I can't do it right up here, because if I do, I'll lose all the information that I've already typed into this page. So I need to open Facebook in another browser window. Okay, I've typed it in the Facebook search box and I see it right here. It has 76,000 likes. Now you want to make sure not to go for one of these other ones with 35 likes, for example. You really need several thousand likes for it to be worthwhile. So I'll go ahead and click on this page. And when the page opens up, I see it really is about boating, which is a good sign. I'll scroll down and take a look at a few of the posts. Okay, so it looks like people who are passionate about boating would really like this page. Here it says, tell us what boat you own. And here are people showing off the boats that they own. So I would assume that they are passionate about boating, and this looks like a good interest. So let's go back to the Facebook Ads Manager and add that interest. Okay, here it is. I love boating. I'll click on it. And now I see we have a potential reach of 106,000 people. Now I'm sure we could find a lot more interests related to boating, but I'm not going to actually run this campaign, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'm doing it mainly for demonstration purposes, and so you can learn the mechanics of how to do it. Now, people often ask me what is the minimum and maximum reach that I should shoot for when building an audience. Typically, I like to start a campaign with around 70 to 100,000 people, but the number is really not what's important. It's all about how passionate the people in the specific niche are, and the most passionate people tend to be in interests with smaller numbers. On small focused niches, I've done campaigns with as little as 10,000 people and still sold around 40 to 50 shirts. On some big niches, my audience may be as large as 300,000 people from several combined interests. So very generally speaking, if you add an interest and that one interest gives you over 100,000 people, you may want to look for a more focused, targeted interest. Okay, targeting is a very big and important topic. I've just skimmed the surface here, but it should be plenty to get you up and running. I go into it much more deeply in my advanced training course. You can find out more about that course in the last video of this course. All right, let's go on to the next video so we can finish creating our ad campaign.